Hi guys, Shani from Shani Sweet Creations here. Today I'm going to show you how I do my really quick and easy gum paste roses. When I have a big production of roses to do and I need to do them quickly, this is the method that I use. They're also a little more economical because we're using a styrofoam ball for the center, and we do them quite thin, so they're light and they're not using a ton of gum paste. So I start with the 1-inch styrofoam center and an 18-gauge wire, and I'm going to hot glue the wire into the center of the ball. Insert it about halfway, pull it back out because that coats the wire, and then back in again. And then once the hot glue has cooled for a few seconds, go ahead and spread it and smooth it with your finger to the back of the styrofoam ball. Like that. And next you're going to roll out your gum paste. I use my pasta roller because it makes it nice and even and thin and quick. A little bit of cornstarch on your board. Just get it thin enough to be able to fit through the pasta machine on the first setting. And then a little more cornstarch so it doesn't stick to the rollers. And we're going to roll to a number, can't quite see that. We're going to roll to a number 5 for the first time. So for the first one we cut out, we're going to use the 10cm rose petal cutter, a little bit larger one. We're just cutting out one of these because we're going to use this to form the center of a rose cone. So go ahead and set that aside. And now you're going to roll the rest of your piece out to a number 6 on the pasta machine. Now you're going to cut out the smaller size, which is the 9cm, and you're going to cut out as many as you can off of this piece of gum paste. Ultimately, you're going to want 4 of this size. Now we're going to form the center cone for the rose. So we're going to take the larger petals, the larger, thicker petals, and we're going to cut them apart. So you can get 5 rose centers with this. Next, go ahead and thin the top edge of your petal. And then you're going to use gum glue, and you're going to come up to almost the top of this petal and down that side halfway up the middle and halfway up the other side with a light coating of the gum glue. You're going to bring this onto your center and you're going to roll it into a cone. And if it's not quite sticking, go ahead and give it a little more glue. Make a nice tight rolled cone, and then you can adjust where it's at on your styrofoam ball. You want it straight from the center, and you don't want it to be cockeyed either direction, so you just want to spin it and make sure that you're as much in the center as you can be, pointing straight up from the wire. Okay, so that's your center. Next, take one of your smaller, thinner petals, quickly thin the top edge. Then you're going to want to put it on your foam that has the hole in the center. And you're going to paint your gum glue in the center, halfway up the petals, and then a little bit farther up the sides. Now take your center, go down through the center of your petals, and first you're going to bring up one petal, adhere the bottom, and slightly cup it by pinching the sides right here. And then you're going to go to the opposite petal and do the same thing. Now you're going to tuck one petal under the other on these sides, alternating the sides. So this one's going to go under, which makes this one go over, and this one go under, and this one go over. Squeeze it nicely together so it has a good shape. And then I like to just gently roll back that top edge. I want this one a little bit closer. There we go. Gently roll back that top edge. Okay, now we've got 3 petals, and we're going to evenly space them around by adhering the bottom and the left side. So then the bottom and the left side of this one tucks under the edge of this petal, and the same on this. Adhere the bottom and tuck the left side of the petal under the petal next to it. So you have this kind of thing. And then you just start securing them a little closer, overlapping those petals to the side. So it looks like that. I like to squeeze at the base and just smooth that out a little bit. And then you can peel these and curl them slightly back as well. Now we're ready for our next layer. Using the smaller, thinner set. In the top again. This time you're going to use a toothpick and you're going to curl the top edge of your petals back a little bit. Like that. Now you want to flip this over and put it on your soft foam. And with a medium ball tool, you're just going to make a little bit of an indentation in the center of these petals. Kind of give them a little bit of a cup shape. and then slide that back onto your thin foam with the hole in the center. And we're going to put more gum glue right in the center, halfway up the petal. And again, a little bit farther up on the sides. Line your petals up so that your overlaps are covered by the next petal coming on. So here's an overlap here. That means you're going to do that in the center of a petal. And you're going to pull that petal up and adhere its left side and work your way around evenly. Pull the petal up, adhere its left side, pull the petal up, adhere its left side. Those are all getting tucked under the petal next to it. Adhere its left side. Okay, see how we're tucked in on each petal? Now you're going to come in and tuck in the right side. You want to give it a little bit of a cup when you do that. So you kind of push this petal edge in a little bit, and that gives you a cupped shape right in that area. And then go ahead and press down and make sure that the base is smooth. So this is our bud. You could stop here for a bud, but we're going to keep going. Another layer of the smaller, thinner, and we're going to do close to the same thing that we just did. This time we want this set of petals to be just a little tiny bit larger than that last set. So we're going to turn them over and we're going to stretch them just a bit with the ball tool, pushing out from the center. That just stretches them a little bit longer, so they'll come up a little bit higher than that last set of petals. Now go ahead and put them on your thicker foam. And give them your cupped shape in the center. Slide that onto your thin foam. Gum glue in the center and about a third of the way up the petal, and then only about halfway up on the sides. Again, line your seams of your previous petals up into the center of your new petals. Now this time you're going to flip this over and pull off your foam. And then you're going to tuck your petals again. You're going to want the right hand side up and the left hand side under the petal next to it. So you're just going to rearrange your petals and make sure they're all in the right configuration. Under, over, under, over. Okay, so then start with one and adhere one of the undersides and go all the way around and adhere the petal that's on the underside. Now you're going to come in and slightly cup that petal by pushing in on the outer edge, so that when you press it down and adhere it, it has this curved shape. What that does is it kicks the petal out at the top here and makes it more of an open rose. So that way you're making an open rose quicker and you're using less gum paste and less layers of petals. And you can adjust as needed. So there's the next layer. And you can always come in with a tool and open it up a little bit more if you need to, and reposition your petals. Okay, so that's pretty good. All right, one more. And that's kind of like a medium open rose. We're gonna go to the fully blown rose. So we're gonna do one more layer of the small petals. Just like we did the last layer. So these being my quick roses, I don't do any veining or texturing on them. I also don't do any dusting. So these are a monotone, a single color rose. That way I have an option for clients who would like sugar roses, but their budget is tight. I can offer them this type of sugar rose that are much quicker and easier to make. So when I make my gum paste, I color the whole batch in that one color that I need. So I'm not doing any mixing in of color or dusting colors afterwards. They're all one solid color. Cup in the center. Slide onto the thin film. Center 1/3 of the way up the petals. Halfway up on the sides. Lining it up, flipping it over. Making my petals go under over. Adhering the underside. Now pinching and adhering the overside. Now, of course, you can stop at this if you want. We're going to go one more larger layer for the fully blown rose. This is the 10 centimeter size, and actually, you know, I need to roll out a thinner one. This is the thicker one, so I'm going to roll out really quick one more to cut out the larger and roll it at a 6. The gum paste I use is the Nicholas Lodge recipe, and this batch I colored ivory. I have a cake coming up that needs about 60 of these ivory roses, all fully blown. So I'm in production mode, and I thought I'd show you guys how I'm doing it. Roll to a 6. out the larger 10 centimeter petals. You're going to treat these the same way as that last layer. Just on your tops. Roll back your edges. You can roll these back even a little bit more than the last ones. Give them a nice tight curl. You can always go a little bit more than you think because they kind of uncurl as they sit. And then you can play with them, adjust them to how you want them. I like this last layer to have a pretty nice curled edge. There we go. Flip over onto your soft foam. Cup your center. Transfer. Paint the center about a quarter of the way up these petals and a little bit more up the sides. Line up your seams, flip it over, adjust your petals under and over. Adhere your underside. And now cup and adhere the overside. I'm doing that by pinching the petal in a little bit as I adhere them. Now we have the fully blown rose, and I usually hang this upside down to dry. So that helps the petals not spread open too much. But that's it. That's how I do my very quick and easy production roses when I'm doing a whole bunch at one time. Alright, I hope that helped some of you guys. I hope you liked it. And you can find some more of my tutorials on my blog, shanysweetart.com. I have lots of good tips and tricks and fun tutorials. And you can follow my Facebook page, Shani's Sweet Creations. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a sweet day.